Welcome to Unleashed at Work and Home, the show dedicated to helping pet professionals manage their stress and find more joy. I'm your host, Colleen Pilar. Body are intimately connected. Well, you're a pet professional, so duh, you already know that. You spend all day working with animals and being very aware of how their body language indicates what's going on with them internally. But we're people. We're fancier, more sophisticated. We have bigger brains. So sometimes we forget that. Sometimes we forget that our minds and bodies are intimately connected. A couple of weeks ago, I was in a building where a fire alarm went off, and everyone had to evacuate the building. So it's quick action. Everybody hurry up, get out. We don't know what the problem is, but we all have to get out. And then, while we're all standing outside, someone went through the building and checked floor by floor to make sure that everything was safe before allowing everyone back in. Well, your body is a little bit like that. The vagus nerve that runs up and down your spine, 9 to 10 times as much more information goes up to your brain than down from your brain to your body. So what does that really mean? It means that when you perceive a threat or any sort of stress, immediately your whole body responds and everything rushes up to the brain like, oh my gosh, stuff is going on, and the brain shuts off anything that's not important. You know, things like rational thought, and instead prepares for, fight or flight. In this moment, all the information went up there and all systems are go. And then, as you evaluate, your brain goes, oh, let me check floor by floor and see if everything's okay and bring you back down to normal. Well, that's tricky because it's slow. It's so slow. And you find yourself spinning up with threats, and sometimes because there's no clear off signal, you never get yourself the ability to calm fully back down. So, what should you do about that? Well, interestingly, the breath is our one deliberate way to access our autonomic nervous system. So the autonomic nervous system is all of those processes that happen without our control. Your digestion, your heart rate, your circulation, your breathing, all of these pieces just happen. But it's divided into two pieces. There's the sympathetic nervous system, which is the gas pedal. Speed things up, make sure action happen. Taking quick action, and that's where all the information is coming up. The brain is shutting down. All systems go. What do we need to do right in this moment? But we're not really thinking all that clearly. The parasympathetic nervous system is more like your brakes. It's the part that slows you down and helps you rest and digest, is what they call it. And it allows you to have more rational thought, more creative thought, more control of the higher processing of that magical brain in there. So sympathetic and parasympathetic are the gas and the brakes. And if you're like me and have trouble remembering which is which, I think of a parachute as the tool that helps you safely slow down and come back. So parasympathetic is like your parachute. It helps you calmly, safely come back down. So what does this mean for us? What are we going to do with that? Well, the breath is one of the ways that we can stimulate the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous systems. So on a day when you have no energy, no drive, no pep, you are just empty, but you need to find some, you need to stimulate your sympathetic nervous system. You need to hit the gas. Well, one way to do that is to have longer inhales and short, sharp exhales. So you breathe in, and then you rapidly exhale. And that kind of revs up and peps you up. Now, on a day when you need to relax, unwind, and let things go, you would have a shorter inhale and a longer exhale. So you breathe in, and then slowly exhale. you can play with these variables. Your body is already doing this all the time, unconsciously, without you even thinking about it. So let's think about these examples again. So you've had a crazy busy day at work, and you get in your car at the end of the day, and you're just ready to unwind and go home. So you get in the car, you turn on the car, and then you go, well, there's your long exhale. There's your body already saying, I need to let stuff go. I need to stimulate my parasympathetic nervous system. I need to get my parachute and slowly come down. Or you're in the middle of a team meeting. We've all decided what we're going to do. Now it's time for us to get up and take action. And we say something like, okay, everybody got their marching orders? Right, let's hit it. Let's go. And what you'll find is you will have really short exhales. Okay, time for me to get up. Here we go. So your body is doing it all the time. But your secret superpower is that you can take control of that. You can decide, today I want to focus on calming down, which is the one most of us need more practice with. So I will have a shorter inhale and a longer exhale. Now, the rate of human breathing varies dramatically. Normal human breathing could be 4 breaths a minute to 24 breaths a minute. So figure out what your natural pattern is and see if you could slow the whole process down. So perhaps taking even a longer inhale than your usual, but an exhale that is at least half again as long and possibly even twice as long as your inhale. So the longer you can have the exhale, the more likely it is to stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system, your ability to relax, unwind, and calm down. So that's what you're going to play with this week. When you want more energy, it is longer inhale, shorter exhale, short and sharp. Helps you move it forward. And when you want to calm down, rest and relax, it'll be the shorter inhale, not necessarily short, but shorter in comparison to a very long, slow, deliberate exhale. So this kind of breathing, there's all sorts of research on it, and it's used in basically every career field because it works for our bodies. So sharpshooters use it, police officers use it, nurses use it, counselors use it, and pet professionals can use it too. So this week, start paying a little bit of attention to your breath and ask yourself, in this moment, would I like more energy or less energy? Less, energy being like some of the internal systems of being distracted. Would I like to feel calmer or would I like to feel more energized is probably a better way of saying it. And then breathe and let us know how that goes. I'm very curious to know how many breaths per minute is your normal cycle. I hope you'll share that with us. If you enjoyed this episode and you want to make sure you don't miss any upcoming ones, head on over to ColleenPilar.com and sign up for my weekly email to be notified of upcoming episodes and other events that will help keep you feeling your best, truly unleashed at work and home.